So what happens? Those areas
Yeah, because I've been there before, like plenty of times. So I didn't even know that. Oh, I know where you're talking about. That room. I know exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I've seen it where you go down the stairs, like you come in that back door, and I know, so I know. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll talk later. Like, yeah, say it might be free.
If I talk to them, maybe.
If you talk to them, maybe. Well, I need you to talk to them. How you put your dog on them. That's it. We'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started since it's 1:58. I know where it's headed from another. Okay, so wait, can you come over here and help me out? Thank you. So I don't want to stay so far away from you. All you have to do is hit this arrow.
Okay.
Hit it. Okay, so my name is Stephanie Moore, and you guys know me. You guys pretty yesterday. So anyway, today is all about beauty, girls. So today, okay, look, go ahead and keep going. But they know me, so today we're here yesterday. Let me see. Okay, so who defines beauty? Is that you? Or do you let television, Snapchat, Instagram, do they define beauty for you? Who defines beauty? You define it, right? Okay, so you laughing at my dog. Okay, so today we're going to talk about loving you. In the loving you segment, I want you to grab your cards, the note cards here, and I want you to write down what beauty is to you. I want you to define beauty for yourself. So that's what I want you to do first. And while you're doing that, I'll tell you who else is going to speak today. Okay, so Troy, who's going to be your photographer, because you're going to take professional headshots, so I hope y'all can get the camera ready.
Oh, it's not me.
No, he has little dreads. Troy has long dreads. He'll be here soon. He already texted me, so don't worry. So beauty is how you feel. So when you take your professional headshots today, he is going to focus on your inner beauty, not your external beauty. So what I really want you to focus on while he's taking your headshots is letting your personality shine. So if you're quirky and fun, do something fun, not too much action. I get those pictures back, they blurred and all kind of crazy stuff. But have fun with it, okay? And then we also have, personal hygiene, healthy everyday habits. So that's going to be MomRN. See, and that's Miss Tamara Walker. Say hi, Miss Tamara. Hi. They're easy. So she's going to share everything that you need to know to live a healthy life. That's, brushing your teeth, things that we adults take for granted as common sense, but it's not always common sense. So, she's going to cover the basics, okay? And so, next. Oh, yeah, and she also has her own radio show, so you can find her. It looks a little quicker on Netflix, but it looks quicker on both. So, it's every day Monday on iTunes. So, if you want to check her out, that's where you can find her show, because she has her own little radio show. And let's see, so we have Miss Tasha, and she's going to talk to you about hair, and more hair. So that's natural hair, extensions, because I like a couple inches myself. Okay, that's my preference. Okay, she's going to talk to you about everything you need to know about your hair. Okay, next. And then en route, on her way to us, we have Renee Whitley. She's going to talk to you about makeup, skincare, and YouTube. How many of you guys watch YouTube videos? I'm a fanatic. Oh my gosh, I really am. That's the only reason I can look halfway decent. I learned how to contour and all that. Well, at least I tried. From YouTube. That's where I learned it from. I did not have a professional, so if I need some tips, y'all can help me later. But she's going to talk to to you about makeup, skincare, and then what to watch out for when you're watching those videos. Because just because somebody can post it to YouTube does not mean you need to be taking their advice. So she's going to tell you what to look out for and what tips and tricks to use. And then you see, that's Christopher Lawrence. See, he looks just like the picture. So he's going to be talking about rocking the UUs. So that's all about your swag. I'll say that. That's an old word. Okay. I don't know what the new word is, but he's a hair engineer. He's all about makeup, fashion, and fitness. He does a little bit of fitness too. So he's going to help you identify with your core interview, get your swag on. Okay. And let's see. And then we have Krystal King who's coming, and she owns Charm Makeup. And so she's going to talk to you about beauty is heartbeat. So it's really about the true essence of beauty. Somewhat of what I'm hoping to see on your cards today is what your definition of beauty is. So she's going to talk to you about the core of beauty. Okay. Okay, so the boss life. You guys have your sheets in front of you. Let me get one more sheet for you, sweetie. There you go. Have yours. Okay, so today we are going to compete for a Sephora gift card for $25. Since we're talking all about that hair and makeup. Look, you guys excited? I don't blame you. I want it for myself. Okay, so you'll nominate the young lady that you feel like is being a boss today. You guys did that yesterday, so you know what I'm talking about. So, what is a boss? She is grateful. She respects others. She's educated. She is a hard worker. She is beautiful inside and out. She loves herself so that she may love others. And she loves and trusts God, right? Yes, right. Okay. So at least she's boss. Okay. And I think that's the last one. Okay, yes. So yesterday we gave away $25 to the Pink. Today we're giving away $25 to Sephora. Tomorrow is $25 to Bath and Body Works. Everybody loves Bath and Body Works. Okay. And then Thursday you guys will compete for a laptop. So you'll get to write an essay for a laptop. Okay, so you guys ready? Okay, go ahead to the next slide after we can tell them how they win the laptop. Oh no, thank you to our sponsors. More Marketing and Communications, that's me. Salon OKC, Justice and Cincy, Locks and Warren, HR Brain for Hire, Sugar Body's Natural Products, and Swag Her Fitness. It's not on the list, but the logo's up there. So, next. Okay, cool. All right, so here we are. So, you wrote down your definition of beauty. You know I want to hear about it, so let me hear about it. First person, you guys haven't written it down yet? You got yours written down? Okay, come on up. It's in one sentence. I see one sentence on your card. That's good. You look pretty too. Okay.
I said beauty to me is how I define myself inside and out.
It's how you define yourself inside and out. So tell me more.
Like, I don't know how to explain it, but beauty of the outside is how I carry myself and how I dress.
Oh, that's okay. Have a seat. On the cards, we're writing down your definition of beauty. Okay.
And the inside is how I carry, well, how I feel about myself.
How you feel about yourself and how you love yourself. Okay. And how you carry yourself. I think those are great ways to define beauty. All right. Since you're not writing, I assume that you're finished. Being yourself and letting yourself know that you're beautiful. That's something that you say to yourself every day. That's very good. I like that. Okay. See, I didn't make her go deep like I made you. You ready? Okay.
personality is and your confidence and the way you treat others. I believe it's more action than just your outside appearance, because appearances can be deceiving. Always.
Thank you. That's so cute. Okay, Miss Tasha.
My definition of beauty is being creative, being totally myself, no matter if it's not what the trend is, just being me. Because I feel like I was made to fit in, so my definition of beauty is just totally being me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mr. Christopher.
Well, they pretty much said all the definitions.
Did they?
Well, I would just say beauty to me is just one word, being. Because when you in a state of being and being who you are and being who you are as a person in your essence, that's beauty. So just being.
Okay. All right, Mom. You get to share your definition of beauty.
Contemplating all of that's great. It's just wonderful. I think also moments like this and knowing yourself and letting that shine through and being strong in that, not being influenced by your surroundings. That way you're taking personal responsibility for how you feel and how you respond to your environment. That also shows strength, and I think that's part of it.
Okay, very good. I think beauty is, in essence, it's how you feel about who you are. You might wake up looking bad. You may have had a bad day yesterday, but you wake up with this knowing of yourself. And it just comes down to knowing who you are and knowing that I can shine with sleep crust in my eyes. I look great. I mean, I'm serious because I know who I am. I'm gonna come with the truth. With the real, with my authentic self. So I think that that's what beauty is knowing who you are. And you get to tell us your definition too. I didn't forget you were here. But knowing who you are, and as you get older, you'll learn why you are, like why you're here, what you're here to do on this earth. And so I think when you learn to know yourself more, and like some of you already know what your career paths are going to be, that is when you start to really define your beauty, or really flow in your beauty. You can start to define it now, but that's when I feel like you really flow in beauty. Does that make sense? Okay, so can we have your definition of beauty? I know you're not sure. I know.
Which is just knowing yourself better in the world.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so our icebreaker today is going to be 2 truths and a lie. I'm sure you guys have played it before. Have you guys played it? Okay, so you're going to write down 3 statements. Okay, so 2 of the statements are going to be the truth, and 1 is going to be a lie. The other young ladies will have to guess which one is the lie. Okay, so you have to be convincing. That's the only way it works well. So don't write down an obvious lie. Try to trick somebody. Okay? And this just helps you guys get to know each other better. So you flip your card over, and I want you to write down 3 statements, and then you'll get to share the 3 statements. Oh, do you need more cards? Here's some more cards. And so you'll write down 3 statements. 2 are going to be truths, 1 is going to be a lie. When you have all 3 of your statements done, you can raise your hand. So that way we can see. Okay. and you have two sisters. And we already established two sisters is the truth. You know what's the secret?
Is that
That's a lie.
this is true?
That's the truth.
Wait, what?
Okay, so that was good. They had to guess all the. They didn't guess it right. Okay, so next. How you doing? You all right? All right, come on. Are you trying to be shy now? Hey, tell us your name.
Can I just say our last name?
You just, yeah, you can. It's up to
My
you.
name's Eternity Sanders. I broke my arm last year. My favorite color is turquoise, and I'm bringing it in handles.
That's why.
Yeah.
But she probably are real quick.
Oh, real quick.
When the adults, you guys want to go? You pointed at me.
My name's Jennifer, and I have 6 children. I love any type of music, and I was in the Marine Corps.
You
can't be quiet. That is a lie. That's true.
You can't get out. Would you
Sorry.
say 6
6 children. That's a lie. I have 4 children. That's right.
She raised her hand.
She's like, oh, I know what it is.
Right. She's like,
Okay, who wants to go next? Okay.
I didn't know I was thinking of scratches. My favorite color is purple. Oh, my name is Krishay. My favorite color is purple. I was putting makeup twice, and I am blood.
And you are what?
Blood.
4'11"? Okay. You're not 4'11", that's right.
I know.
Okay.
I was restrained, but it was like fingers.
Interesting. Okay. Yes. Oh, right. Go for it.
okay, my name is Alexis. I've never broken a bone. I've never had a cavity, and I love McDonald's. No, I've never had a cavity.
You love the numbers.
As what? Yeah, I hate it. I'm just seeing how they make me food.
I'm Tasha. I love to dance. I'm very shy and I'm quiet.
You're probably like,
No, I'm quiet.
Okay. You very shy because that's why. Because when we first came, like, go around it was like, hi, you wasn't like shy. You was like,
she has just as she.
I'm
she
very
justified
shy.
but you are.
I am. I'm actually really shy.
That was her truth. Which one was the lie?
The lie was I love to dance.
She's shy. Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next? Okay.
Okay, my name is Jalen. I've been on a cruise ship. I've had the flu and I've broken the bone.
You ain't never broken the bone.
It's bad when you read. It's bad when you hide you out.
I know this one.
All right, Mr. Christopher.
My name is Christopher Lawrence. I have 13 godchildren. I was once attacked by 10 plus dogs, and I'm 26 years old.
Right, not 26.
37. I'm 37.
No.
Wait a minute. So you really had got attacked by 10?
Yeah, my grandfather used to, when he was living, he stayed in the country, and he had a bunch of hounds. So I had to walk through the country road to pick them up, and they were barking at me, and they just got tired and just attacked me.
Oh, wow. That's a traumatic.
I thought that was a lie.
No, that was true.
That's the one I was going to pick.
Okay, so we have Mr. Troy here. Troy, come on. He is with iVision Studio. Oh wait, you didn't get to tell yours. I know she's so
like,
quiet. Look, she's trying to avoid it. I know.
Almost made it.
She's like,
She like, okay, fine.
My name is Taylor Hackett. I have 4 siblings. I'm going to Kansas City this week, and my name does not have an I in it.
Is that the truth?
My name does have an I in it.
So it was Holy Grail with a Y. It does. It has a Y too, doesn't it?
It sure is.
Okay, so Troy is going to capture your inner beauty today. So he's going to pick one of you. He'll take that person out, take a couple photos. When that person comes back, the other will go out, and she'll tell the next young lady where to go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get you taken outside.
You
Or
take them wherever
inside.
you get the photographer.
I haven't walked through this before.
You want to go take a tour real quick?
Right,
Okay,
so I
go
can see if
ahead.
there's something that stands out.
Okay, just give me a signal when you're ready for me to send you away, okay?
Will do.
All right. We're going to have Miss Tamara Walker come on up and introduce herself, and she's going to talk to you guys about hygiene today, okay? Let's go. I already did. Okay,
Get the book.
right.
Hi, I'm Tamara Walker, and my business is MomRN because I'm a mom of 2 kids who are grown now. This is my son Kanan over here, who was nice enough to drive me down from Oklahoma City today, so thank you. And I am a registered nurse, so that's why my business is called MomRN. And I talk about, mostly to moms, about family and parenting and health information and things like that. But I've done a lot of classes for young ladies as well as for young guys. And so this is my 3rd time that Stephanie's invited me to come and speak to one of her groups, and I'm so glad to have that opportunity to talk with you guys today. And I know that when we think of hygiene, it's not the most exciting, thrilling topic that there is, but it's something that we all have to pay attention to in our lives, because when we're putting ourselves forth out in front of other people and we're meeting other people or we're interacting with people, we want to put our best foot forward, right? And we want to look our best and feel our best. And part of doing that is having healthy hygiene habits. So I won't focus a lot on hair and skincare because I know that we have some other amazing speakers today that are going to be talking a lot about hair and skincare and beauty. So we're going to focus more on some of the nitty-gritty of just taking care of our bodies, keeping ourselves clean, healthy, and making sure that we're not smelly or offensive or gross looking or feeling. We want to make sure that we develop healthy habits so that we feel really good about ourselves. Because when you look good on the outside and you've taken care of yourself on the inside, you feel better and you have more confidence. So it's a lot easier to go out and interact with people. It makes our relationships a little better too when we're feeling good about ourselves. So, of course, there's a lot of things about hygiene you guys already know. You've probably known from a young age about like brushing your teeth, good oral hygiene, making sure that you brush your teeth twice a day, floss your teeth. And did you know that there's also tongue scrapers that you can use? You can either buy them, or I have a toothbrush that I believe it's Colgate brand, that on the back side of where the bristles are, on the head of the brush, it actually has a rough raised surface that you can use as a tongue scraper. And that just kind of helps make your breath fresher, gets all the germs, bacteria, and everything off of your tongue so that you have fresh breath. But dental and oral hygiene is not even just about keeping your teeth looking good and keeping them clean. It also affects the rest of your health. A lot of people don't realize that your oral hygiene can affect your heart. If you have gum disease where your gums are bleeding and irritated and they're just, inflamed and red, if they bleed when you brush them, you may have gum disease and you may need to get that checked out by a doctor. It doesn't just impact your mouth. It can impact your heart health as well. So it's very important that we take care of our teeth and take care of our mouth. Did you want to put it in, ladies? Okay. When it comes to taking care of our face, like I said, I'm not going to focus a whole lot on skincare. I know that we have another speaker that's going to talk more about that. But I do want to address the fact that, a lot of people, teenagers especially, but even us adults, we have to deal with pimples, right? Breakouts. And a lot of people think that it's okay to pop a pimple. Has anybody ever popped a pimple?
I have.
Yeah, a lot of us would probably have. And the thing is it's not just teenagers, even us adults deal with breakouts sometimes. And it's a part of life that we have to deal with. But you never want to pop a pimple. That's actually really not healthy for your skin, and it can cause scarring. Any question? Sure. Yeah. So, overwashing your face and scrubbing your face and using a lot of chemical exfoliants and things like that can be really harsh on your skin and can actually cause your skin to break out more. So you don't want to overdo it. You only want to wash your face maybe a couple of times a day. And you don't need to scrub real hard. You don't need to use a lot of exfoliation. Have y'all heard of those charcoal masks that are real popular right now? That are going around, a lot of YouTube videos about that. Yeah, they're really popular right now, but you need to be careful about not overusing them because they're very harsh on the skin. And so you want to make sure that if you do use it, that you're only using it in the areas that you really truly might need it, and that you're only using it maybe once or twice a week and not every day, because if you're using something harsh on your skin every day, it's just going to set you up for more problems. You're going to have more breakouts because your skin's going to overreact. When we try to strip away the natural oils on our body and we do that too much, our body overreacts and goes, oh my gosh, I need to create more oil. And so it just makes a bigger problem. So we want to be careful about, washing your face gently, a couple of times a day maybe. Remove your makeup at night if you wear makeup. Don't leave it on the skin.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I have this whole thing I like to do. I like to look like a rotisserie chicken. I say that because I wear a lot of skirts and dresses, and so I really will put Vaseline on my legs. And so I wanted to know, is that okay to do? Is that something I should be doing? I mean, hi, how you doing, baby? What's your name? Brianna, go ahead and have a seat over here. Let me just pull this chair up to the table if you want to, so that way you don't feel. Yes, Krystal. Okay. Everybody say, hey, Brianna.
Hey, Hi, Brianna. Welcome.
Okay, so is that okay for me to do?
Now, are you just using it as a moisturizer, or are you
pretty much. I just
sitting
want my
out the
legs to shine.
sunshine?
I'm serious.
Yeah,
My daughter makes fun of me because I'm like, I need to look like a rotisserie chicken. I mean it.
If you're not,
you look like I just came off the.
No, that's fine. And moisturizers are good. Our skin needs moisture.
Okay.
And so, even you young ladies, I know that you're not having to worry about wrinkles yet and things like that, but it's still good to get in the habit of using a moisturizer because that keeps the skin supple and healthy, keeping our skin hydrated. When the skin gets too dried out, then it cracks, it gets irritated, it can get infected, it can get, be uncomfortable if your skin's really dry. I know sometimes in the winter my skin gets really super dry and it's not comfortable. So it's good to get in the habit of using moisturizer on your face and lotion on your hands and on your body when you need it. You guys have any questions so far? Okay. Let's talk about shaving, because that's something that women have to deal with under the arms and the legs. And a lot of girls tend to think that just using soap is okay, or I've even seen, people that use a razor and shave their legs with no shaving cream or anything, and I don't know how they do it because it's not comfortable. Yeah, it's painful. You want to make sure that you're using a good, a shaving shaving cream. At the very least, some people say use hair conditioner if you don't have shaving cream. Some people just prefer to use hair conditioner and use that. But soap alone is probably not going to make the razor glide well enough and get the hair. So it's a good idea to have some shaving cream to use. And you want to make sure that you change out your razor, or at least the head of it if you've got one, that you take off the old one and put on a new one. You want to change that out about once a week, because the blade gets dull pretty quickly, and so it doesn't cut the hair as easily if it's dull. So then you get those nicks and scrapes, and it's not comfortable, and it doesn't work as well. And then you're also setting yourself up for the potential for, increasing the risk of infection if you're getting nicks and cuts because the razor is not cutting well and it's cutting you up instead of removing the hair. So you want to make sure, and they do get germy. You want to rinse it off really well and let it dry, let it air dry after each use. And don't just set it, I've seen people, set their razor down face down in like a soap dish or something that's wet, and the razor blade is just staying wet. And you want it to dry out because that's going to keep it good longer and keep it working better for you. Something else that we have to be concerned about as young ladies is feminine hygiene. And I know that's not a topic that's real comfortable to talk about, especially in mixed company, but the gentlemen in here I'm sure already know quite a bit. And if they don't, then they probably need to. So we're going to talk about keeping yourself healthy and taken care of throughout your menstrual cycle, because that's something that we deal with, and you need to know about what to do and what not to do. So if you are having a period, then you have options on what to use, of course. You have pads to choose from, and there's lots of different styles. There's lots of different absorbencies. There's some that are thinner than others. There's some that have the wings, that wrap around your underwear. There's the longer, more absorbent ones for nighttime use, and those are really good. And then, of course, you have panty liners and you have tampons. And if you choose to use tampons, it's really recommended that you don't leave that in for any longer than 8 hours at a time, maximum. You really should be changing it out more often than 8 hours. Because if you leave a tampon in for too long, there is an increased risk of an illness called toxic shock syndrome, TSS. And if you've ever looked in a box of tampons, there's usually a paper insert that talks about this. If you've ever not read it, I would encourage you to just read it at least once. And it will tell you a little bit more about it. That basically, toxic shock syndrome is something that can happen if a tampon is left in for too long of a period of time and bacteria starts to grow or build up. If that gets into the bloodstream, it can make you very, very sick. Now, it's rare, fortunately. It doesn't happen a lot to a lot of women. And it is more rare nowadays than back when I was your age. In the 80s is kind of when they discovered that this was happening more often and becoming more of a problem, because they were using a little bit different materials in the tampons, and they were discovering that that was causing a problem. So they've made some changes over the years to try to decrease the problem, but you still have to make sure that you are changing them out frequently enough. And, so it's not something to scare you, not trying to, make you afraid of using tampons. They're perfectly safe. You just need to know to change them out frequently so that you don't put yourself at risk for that. I had a very good friend in high school who actually became very, very sick with toxic shock syndrome on a vacation one time with her parents and ended up in the hospital. Fortunately, she survived and she's fine, but it was a very scary experience. So it's something that I think that we have to bring up just to be aware of. And when you are not on your period, then through the rest of the month, in between periods, a lot of times our bodies have discharge, and that's perfectly normal. Sometimes girls get worried about that if they're not used to it or it's new, but it's perfectly normal. Our bodies were designed to do that, and that's fine. If it bothers you, you might use a panty liner, and that can kind of help, especially if you're having a lot, because about halfway through the menstrual cycle between periods, when you ovulate, sometimes there's going to be more discharge, and that's just natural. As long as the discharge is clear and odorless, or even maybe a little bit of whitish, but not any other color. You want it clear or maybe a little bit of white, and then it's probably perfectly normal. If it's yellow or grayish or green, then you may need to get checked out by a doctor because there may be an infection, especially if you're having any other symptoms like itching or burning, if you're having lots and lots of discharge, or if there's a bad odor. You need to know, some of the symptoms that could be a problem. So if it's just clear, it's not really got much of an odor, it's probably perfectly normal. Just use a panty liner, it's no big deal. But if you're having any symptoms that you're concerned about, then talk to your mom or some woman that you trust, and you may need to see a doctor because yeast infections are very common. Of course, sexually transmitted diseases, if anybody's sexually active, they need to be concerned about and know the symptoms to look for out of sexually transmitted infections. And you just need to know if there's a problem you need to get taken care of. And there are a lot of over-the-counter products available for like yeast infections and things of that nature. But if you try one of those and that doesn't work for you, then that may not be your problem, and you may need to just go ahead and go to the doctor and get the right medication. So if you think you have a yeast infection and you try a yeast infection medicine and it doesn't work, then it's time to go see the doctor and find out what kind of medication that you really need. Does that make sense? You guys have any questions? Okay.
No questions?
Is there anything that we haven't covered that you have a question about? Do you have any hygiene questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is one recommended more than the other when it comes to pads and tampons?
No, it really is personal preference.
Okay.
So it's really what you're comfortable with, because there are a lot of girls that aren't comfortable using tampons, and that's perfectly fine. Just use pads. Also, I did need to mention, if you use tampons, it's recommended to use pads at night. Because your body kind of needs a break from that, and it also reduces the risk of that toxic shock syndrome that we talked about. So if you use tampons during the day, then just use pads at night, and that way you're not risking leaving that tampon in too long. Another thing I wanted to mention too about feminine hygiene is, I'm sure you've seen commercials for Summer's Eve. All those feminine washes and feminine products to spray, their sprays, and those are not necessary. Their commercials make you think that they're necessary to stay fresh and clean and feel good about yourself. They're not necessary, and they can actually do more harm than good, because God designed our vaginas to be a self-cleaning oven, basically. It takes care of itself. It cleans itself. You don't have to use a lot of soap when you're washing off. You don't need to use, if you've ever heard of douches, and I don't mean calling somebody that, I mean, the actual product. Our generation, we knew what that was. This generation, they're kind of like, they don't use that word very much anymore for the product. A douche is basically usually it comes in a bottle, and it's a liquid cleaning soap to insert in the vagina and clean it out. Those are not necessary, and those actually can cause more harm than good, because they can cause you to get infections. It can introduce bacteria into the vagina that doesn't need to be there. So those, you don't need to buy those. You don't need to use those. You don't need those feminine sprays. You don't need those feminine washes. Those are just, they're just trying to sell products, and you don't need them.
What's a Diva cup?
A Diva cup is actually, it's inserted like a tampon, but it's reusable. And it's basically kind of a, well, because you take it out and you wash it. You clean out the blood and wash it, and then you can reuse it. And it's usually made out of like silicone or safe form of material, rubber, that can be reused. It can be washed and cleaned. And it's inserted very much like a tampon is, but it's actually just like a little cup, and it sits up against the cervix and catches the blood. And that is something that has become a lot more popular in the past several years. So that was a great question, because a lot of people still haven't heard about them.
Like, okay, so how well does that work? I mean, you know, in terms of, I think a lot of times, young ladies, when you go around and you're in that cycle, you want to make sure that you're not going to have any stains, that you're not going to leak, you know, and so sometimes we double up, we use this and that. So in terms of that cup, how effective is that? I mean, do you know what people are saying about it? I don't know.
I've not personally used them, but friends that I know that have used them have said that they work really well. And if you're having a really, really heavy flow, then you might want to make sure that you double up with, you know, at least a panty liner or a thin pad in case you have a leak. But it's kind of the same as like with the tampon, because, you know, tampons can leak too. So if you insert it correctly, which takes a little bit of practice, then it should work pretty well. Because, you know, I know a lot of times the perception is that we're bleeding a lot, especially on our heavy days. But actually the amount when it's measured is not a whole lot. It's, you know, about a teaspoon or so a day. It's not a whole lot, but it looks like a lot when it's on a pad or a tampon. So you don't have to really be too concerned about, you know, if you are having a heavy day, then use a heavier pad or a more absorbent pad, or back up. If you're using a tampon, back it up with a panty liner or something, so that you make sure that if you have leaks, then you're covered. Any questions? Okay, well, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
Thank you, Miss Tamara. Do you want to take pictures with a picture with the girls? Yeah, sure.
I'll stand back here. Okay. All right, we'll get everybody. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's mine.
She's a little ham. Okay, thank you, Miss Tamara. We appreciate you. Okay, so next up we have Miss Tasha. She's gonna talk to you about your hair. So, Tasha, yeah, you can sit down if you want to sit. That's why the chair's here, girl. Must have been just for you.
I told y'all I'm shy, so I don't know.
Okay.
First of all, before I start, again, my name is Tasha. And before I start, I want to ask, does any one of you all have a question for me before I start?
Talking about hair.
Anything about your hair? Well, I see a lot of you all are natural, so let's start with that. Some misbelief to natural hair is that it's a lot of work. It is work, but if you get a routine, if you learn the right products to use, it can be very easy. One thing about growing your hair out, if you want to go natural, if you're already, like if you have a relaxer or whatever, you have to be patient. It will not grow. That's the new thing now, is everywhere in a natural look, and it's short and it's cut and it's long and big afros, but you want to be like that overnight. It's not gonna happen. Your hair grows about 6 inches, maybe a month or whatever, so taking care of your hair while you're trying to get to that process, or if you're already at that process, learning the products to use for you. Because you might buy a product and it's the rave, whatever's going on now. I know Carol's Daughter is a big product a lot of people like to use. You might use it and it works wonders on your hair. You might buy it and it dries your hair out. So you have to kind of go through products just to see what works for your hair. It's always not going to be the same for everybody. I always make sure you moisturize your hair. That's with relaxed hair, natural hair. Always make sure that you moisturize, condition your hair very well. Keeping up with getting your hair trims. One misconception with natural hair is I can just go natural and I don't have to trim it. I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to comb it, you know, but you have to. Your hair, if you don't comb it, if you don't take care of it, if you don't tie it up at night, a lot of people have that misconception too. Like, oh, I just have a natural, I don't never have to tie my hair up. But if you tie your hair up, it helps keeps the moisture into your hair. That's with it being straight, that's with it being natural or whatever. If you have relaxed hair, colored hair, whatever, it helps keep the moisture in and you're not rubbing because, yeah, I know y'all sleep wild at night. So it helps keep all of that in without damaging your hair. Don't over obsess about your hair because we have a lot of time it's a short style now. And I want to be relaxed and I want to be short. Oh, I want to be natural next week. Find something that you kind of want to do with your hair and kind of stick with that and stick with a routine. That way you can kind of more ensure that your hair will be healthy. There's plenty of beautiful styles, braids, weaves, whatever. But after a while, if you put too much trauma on your hair, it'll start to damage your hair. And then that's when you see people and they like, oh, where her edges at? Or, you know, why is that part broke off? Or why in the middle? Because she wore a ponytail every day for a whole year. You know, it's too much on your hair. Always switch it up. And I always just say, conditioning your hair, keeping your hair trimmed, washing it on a regular basis. Sometimes a lot of people don't even wash their hair on a regular basis. That's a good thing. Any questions so far? Yes. No, you can get protective styles or different styles to start wearing. You can even keep your hair washed and conditioned and just flat iron it. I have a lot of people, they transition from relaxer to natural by just, you know, keeping it conditioned and flat ironing their hair, and it'll still look straight, but they don't have, some might be relaxed, some might gradually cut your hair off. Just, you don't have to just, some people want to do that. Some people be like, oh, I just want to make the big chop. And then some people, they're like, no, I can't do that. So they'll go gradually and they'll either straighten their hair until they get to the point where they have enough length to cut it. And then some people do a lot of protective styles, like they'll do braids, they'll do weaves, they'll do, you know, different things just to protect their hair until they get to the point where they want to just do the chop. But you do eventually have to chop the relaxer off. It's not just gonna go away because you've had it in there. Once you have a chemical, and that can be a color is a chemical. Once you have that on your hair, it's on your hair. It doesn't just go away. The only way to go all the way natural and not have any kind of chemical or any kind of product on your hair, that's a chemical, you have to cut it. But you don't have to do it all at once. You can do it gradually. Any other question? That's a great question.
I have a question.
Yes.
So what do you recommend when going natural? Is it easier to do the transition or is it easier to do the chop?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
Some people, and then I also feel like you should get recommendations from your stylist.
Right.
Don't just cut your hair out because that's not for everybody's face. But if that's something you want to do, some people, they want to embark on that journey of just want it all off, and they'll just cut it all off and then they'll grow it back. But it depends on you if you want, because it's a process and it's not going to happen overnight. So it will be a while before you get to that, oh, I have enough length to go natural. Just cut all the relaxer off. So it just depends on the person and what they want to do or what time they have to put into it. Because it is work. Yeah, it is work, but If it's something that you really want to do, and then if you have a stylist that's backing you with, you know, taking care of your hair, it's easy. Anybody else? Yes.
Is there a point where it's too much, you have to stop? Like, there's sometimes like you make your hair fall out.
Yes, that's a good question. You can't over-process your hair. Over-processing your hair is, think of a strand of hair, and it's a healthy strand of hair. When you have a healthy strand of hair, you can kind of pull it, and that's called elasticity, and it'll bounce back. It'll go back to where it's supposed to be. It's shiny, it's healthy. When you over-relax your hair, you can break it down so much that you make it weak. So it doesn't have any like pull back, you know, elastic. Think of elastic pains or something. It's supposed to go back once you stretch it out. But if you keep like overdoing it, you can lose your hair where it won't come back. Sometimes you can treat it, or, you know, get a professional to treat it, and it can come back, but it is a such thing as over-processing. And that means doing it too much. You should only relax your hair, depending on the person. You would have to ask like your stylist or whatever, because everybody's hair is different. 6 inches a month is average. Some people's hair grow really, really fast. So like my hair grows really slow. And then I have clients and I'm like, didn't I just give you a cut like last week? So, and they were like, yeah, I need to trim it again. So everybody is different, but you have to keep it healthy with the trim. Ask your stylist, hey, how often should I get my relaxer? I used to have a client, she could only get a relaxer like every 4 months because her hair grew so slow. But it was really healthy. It was really fine, but it was healthy. Then I have some people, depending on if they have a short cut or whatever, they get around their sides and the back, maybe every 2 weeks. It just depends. And a professional will know what to tell you. They'll tell you, hey, no, we shouldn't do this. Do not try to use chemicals and stuff on your own, because we have these beautiful hair, our parents grow out beautiful hair, and then we embark on, we want this, and we want braids, and we want weaves, and then we start relaxing it, and we damage our own hair. So always have someone that's an adult or a professional to help you with things like that, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Okay, so 2. Is there a certain time period where you can relax and color?
Yes, and I also say, just from doing hair over the years, it depends on the person and the person's hair.
Okay.
Some people's hair, and if you're a professional, you'll know who can kind of take it and who can't. It depends on what level you're going to with the color.
Okay.
If it's a low, I've done it in the same day before. I've done it the next week. Depending on what the color is, how low the level is, then you might can do it. If it's a person's hair that's very thin, it's fine. No, ma'am. You would not be calling me tonight. No, it just, if your hair is thick, if it was already in a good condition, you know, I tell some people, I don't care if they want the cut. No, ma'am.
Right.
Your hair is not healthy. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, I have a question too. Okay, so when I was young, my friends would dye their hair with Kool-Aid, with, I'm serious,
Yeah,
I'm serious, with
Yes.
Kool-Aid, with peroxide, is that safe? Break it down.
Well,
Let
with
us know, 'cause
Kool-Aid,
we've all heard the temporary, so, and you know, wash them, yeah, talk about it.
that's a good question.
Okay.
With the Kool-Aid, we used to do no rules.
Yeah. It's popular.
I wouldn't suggest these days for you to just do that, but it's not really gonna hurt your hair because it's like a rinse. It's just temporary, so it's just coating the shaft of your hair. And like I said, remember this as, you know, a piece of hair. It's just going to lay on top, like you put lotion on your skin. It's just gonna lay on top.
So it's not unhealthy.
No.
Just not suggested.
Yeah, I do.
It's not very boss-like.
Yeah, there you go.
We trying to live that boss-like.
Now, peroxide, that's a little deeper.
Okay.
When you're using peroxide, you can use peroxide. I've lightened someone's hair before just using peroxide, and that's it. I didn't mix like a booster or any kind of anything with it. I just used it out of the bottle. It just depends on, like I said, the person's hair. The strength of the peroxide. I know a lot of people have done that too, just put peroxide
I used to do it
on
all the time. I mean, I was like, I know it's gonna lighten up, and I was
Yeah.
my tips. I was like, let's go ahead and bless it real quick. And I've never dyed my hair.
I wouldn't tell you to do that now, but I know both of those things I know people used to do, but it's better ways now to do things.
To do the same thing.
Yes.
It's peroxide ain't make sense. I'm just saying. I'm gonna just keep it real. Right. You get that heat. Go out there in the sun and be like, let me go ahead.
And you go out there too long and it start getting real hot. So no, I would not suggest you do that.
Okay.
You know yourself. Now, it's better ways to do it.
But is it unhealthy though? You were gonna say how it affects the shaft of hair. You said it goes a little bit deeper.
Yes, because it's gonna open.
It's permanent, right?
It's not permanent. What it does is it's lifting your natural hair color out. So it's like taking bleach and pouring it on a pair of pants.
Okay.
So it's not going to be blue anymore. It's going to be white. It's going to be lighter because it's lifting.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not putting any color comes in. You can do different things. You can deposit with color or you can lift with color.
Right.
Most like store colors that you can just go and buy.
like box then, right?
Yeah, like box colors. They yes.
They're the worst. You hear that? Hear from a hairstylist.
So and you know that's the first thing we like to
It's
go
the worst.
first. Put some burgundy in here. Yes. So and what it actually does, it does take. But after you do a couple shampoos, you're like, why my hair blonde? Because it mostly just lifted your hair. You can lift and you can deposit, and you can do both of those things in the same day. Like I said, it goes back to what your hair is. Yes, and that's why you should ask a professional.
Okay, because I was going to say, go ahead and clarify lift and deposit, but she has a question.
Okay.
So I've dyed my hair a lot from like boxes. Like purple and like red. And it's not like.
Well, I personally think it's a better way to do it. Like you can do it that way. To me, it doesn't last at all. But if you want your hair those colors, I again say you should go to a professional because something instantly, like it can be something simple as something else that you already had on your hair, and then you put that on, and you like, I don't know why it just broke out from here to here.
Right.
But you forgot about the other stuff that you used, and then it reacted with the box color, and then you're like, I don't know what happened. So I still would say, you know, ask a professional. It's not something, a lot of people do it. I'm not saying that you can't, but to be safe, and if you want to keep your hair natural. I know a lot of people that bleach their hair blonde and relax it in the same day, but I wouldn't do it. You know, so it just depends. Even with my hair, I don't relax my hair a lot because even though it looks thick, it's kind of thin. So a professional will tell you that. Even with little kids, I've had a lot of people come in and they'll be like, oh, her hair is so thick, I just don't know what to do with her hair. And then I watch and I'm like, no, her hair is actually really thin. But because they leave it, they let it air dry and it gets puffy and they think that it's so thick, and you know, and I watch it, I'm like, girl, all I have to do is blow dry this, is almost straight, you know. So
conditioner on it.
so you know, they will know what to tell you to do, and I wouldn't try to tell any of you all to do anything like that on your own. If you're trying to do something like that on your own, please make sure you have a parent, adult, somebody. Okay? Any more questions? Okay, do we want to talk about, let's talk about like protective styles and like braids and sew-ins and quick weaves and stuff like that. Do you have a question?
What would happen if you have like braids on color?
Okay, I just experienced this recently. A lady came in, she had braids for a really, really long time. And what tends to happen, me personally, I don't do braids, but I've had braids. And I tell people, a month, let me take it out. Especially the smaller they are, the quicker you need to take them down. Unless you're having maintenance on your braids. And the reason why I say that is because when your hair starts to grow, it's growing out, so the braid is not going to move, it's just growing. And then you have that piece of, like, you have this much of your hair where it's this new growth where the braid has grown out. Well, you're putting it up, you're taking it down, you twisting it up, you're putting a bun, you taking it to the side. Well, all while you're doing that, you're twisting your hair, you're making your hair twist. So when you take it down sometime and you leave it up too long, what will tend to happen is, I've taken people's braids down and it has matted together, because while your hair is up in braids, if it's in a sew-in, if it's in, even if you have a quick weave or a glue-in style, your hair sheds every day. Each person is different depending on your hair. The thicker your hair is, you might shed a little bit more. But your hair sheds every day, so it's braided up and it's shedding, but it's not going anywhere because it's braided up. So when you're doing all these different things with your hair, that hair is with, the shedded hair is with the hair that's not shedding. So you're leaving it up 3 months, and then when you take it down, you're like, why do I have this knot right here that I cannot get out? Because it's like your hair dreads together. You also have to realize that everyday elements is happening to you too. Dust, wind, you laying on that pillow, you get a little lint right there, just a whole bunch of things. So that's why I say to take them down. Don't wait. If they're really thin or small, take them down quick. Like her size, I would probably keep that up like a month and a half. And she should be fine, just as long as you don't pull really hard on them, because you have to realize that's extra weight on your hair. So that's why a lot of people lose like their edges, because they're pulling, they want it so sleek and, you know, pretty for the moment, and then when you let it down, you don't realize that you ever seen like when someone has braids and they have like bumps around here? That means it's too tight. That means that their hair strand, remember I was saying your hair strand, it's actually pulling out of your skin. That means it's too tight. So just because, when I grew up, we knew tight, slick, put a ball on it, that's grease it up, like it needed to be slick as possible, but that's not always good for your hair. Any questions? Yes.
Can I feedback off of you?
Yes.
Also, with braids being left too long, especially underneath the sewing, you know what normally, and I'm gonna ask you this question, you guys should know, science clever. So what normally happens when dirt and water is trapped in dark areas? What normally grows?
Mold.
Mold can grow in your hair as well. I've seen it, I'm sure Tasha has seen it too. So mold can grow in the hair. Okay, and also, like she said, hair loss, you know what alopecia is? Alopecia basically is hair loss. There's different forms of hair loss. Traction alopecia is from having braids in too tight or having too long and your hair snaps. That's called traction alopecia. And when that happens, you'll be seeing a hair loss practitioner, like myself, or somebody else to get treatment. So those are things that you want to watch out for. And I'm seeing a lot of young ladies start at an early age where their hairline keeps going back. If you get them braids, that's traction alopecia.
Just because it's tight doesn't mean that, like, when you have braids, I have clients, they're like, oh, you don't even braid tight, because I don't feel that you need all of that. I don't do those type of braids, but I do braids for like sew-ins, because I'm braiding it down and then I'm sewing hair on top of it and I'm pulling this string tight. That's even extra tightness on it. You don't need all of that. You don't have to have it just bone tight just for your brains. You know, you don't have to have that. You want to try to keep, and I'm going to reiterate what he said about the bacteria and the mold. I have seen it. It will grow. A lot of people, that was one thing that I was going to talk about. I know a lot of you all are at that age where you're getting sew-ins. Like, you know, your parents are letting you get sew-ins. You cannot keep that up forever. And if you wash your hair, make sure that it's dried all the way. A lot of times the weave is dry, but your hair, the braid part, is not dry. And so you're just going on with your everyday life and it's still moist up under there. So that's how the bacteria and the mold and stuff can occur. So even if you're washing your hair, and also it will smell. I've heard people before and be like, they don't smell it.
I know.
You know, so it will smell if you do not wash your hair very good. Like with your hair is probably very oily. How often do you probably wash your hair? Every day. With you all, you wouldn't wash your hair every day. Now, when I was growing up, my mama washed my hair twice a month. That's all you were getting, because baby, you had too much hair. You got to lay on this sink and wash. But these days, I say every 2 weeks. Some people like their, depending on what kind of style they have. I wash my hair every week because I have a short style. So, but just depending on what style you have, you getting it flat iron or if you're getting it twisted up in a pretty style, you know, every 2 weeks, I think that's good. But you have to make sure when you're doing these other styles with your hair, make sure it's dry all the way. Make sure it's oiled correctly, because you can over dry your hair from not putting certain oils on it. It depends on your hair. Like just looking at your hair, it seems like your hair is, your sebaceous glands make a lot of oil for your hair. It doesn't look like you have to put a lot of oil on your hair. But somebody else might be totally different. That's what I said about like the products or whatever. You have to find what works for you. Any other questions? Nothing? Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up. I just want you all to remember that beauty is not in the way you have your hair, if it's long, if it's short, if it's cut. Beauty is in the way that you carry yourself, the way that you smile, the way that you take care of yourself. And that's everything from head to toe. Not just your hair, not just your face, not just put makeup on because that's pretty, but you got to take care of, like she was saying, underneath. You know, what goes underneath. This right here in the inside. That's what real beauty is. Okay? That's it. You take it. Okay.
Hopefully I won't run out of camera space. This iPhone is not always my friend. I'm gonna need you to come off this one. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we're gonna have Miss Renee. She's gonna talk to you about skincare, makeup, and those YouTube videos. You know, we're always trying to explain it just
Oh, the makeup. Hello, ladies. Hello. How are you all doing today? Pretty good. You guys excited? How many like makeup? Okay. How many wear makeup? Okay. So what do you wear? What's your name first?
Alexis.
Alexis. Nice to meet you, Alexis. What do you wear?
For foundation, I have the Fit Me foundation.
Okay.
And I have the Adrian Wonder concealer. And
Okay.
I have an e.l.f. contour palette with like a highlighter.
Okay.
And I use Revlon.
Well, switch me places. You come see some. No, I'm playing.
She's ready.
Okay. So then you like knowledge wise? I want to kind of get a feel for the room, so I really kind of know where to start. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let me ask this question. What are the ages in the room? Let's start with you. How old are you? 11? 11? Okay.
12.
Okay.
17.
Cool.
11.
11. Okay. Okay, cool. So then we kind of have an okay balance. So for someone who is 11, I think that that's very appropriate that you just wear mascara and lip gloss or lipstick. For myself, you know, when I was your age, like we couldn't even like look at makeup. So I definitely want to make sure I keep it age appropriate for you guys. And for someone that's 17, 18, like you're about to be going to what, 12th grade?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're about to be a senior, you're gonna be in high school, it's pretty soon, exiting, going to college. So now that you're venturing into makeup and wearing a lot more, that's okay, you know, because at that age, you know, we kind of start transitioning to our womanhood. So that's fairly okay. So for those of you who don't really wear makeup, is there something particular that you like? No? You like lipstick? And the foundation. Okay, so what's something that you like about foundation?
Like big colors, giving the basics.
Okay, appear. It makes it appear. Okay. What else? That's it? What do you like about lipstick?
It makes you really strong.
It does. Yeah, it really, really does. What about you?
I like the eyeshadow. I don't really wear lipstick like that.
Mhm.
I like the glossy lipstick.
So what do you like about the glossy lipstick? Like what attracts you to that?
Like sometimes when it's like one of the smells.
Ooh, I remember those, girl. Ooh, yes, I remember. Yeah, right. The fancy chapstick. Do you get like the little clear bombs, like that has like cherry, grape, girl?
The egg shape one.
Oh, you get those, like the Ego one? I have never used those, but I hear that they're good. Is it better than Carmex?
Yeah.
Oh, because I love me some Carmex. I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay, so those you use those. What about you? So,
I mean, I'm not
okay, that's okay.
but if I ask for something,
Right. Appropriate. That is so appropriate. So is there anything particular that you like about mascara?
I just like how
Right. So do either of you ladies feel like makeup is a necessity? Like you need makeup? That's good. Because makeup at this age, it's really not a necessity. When we get a little older, sometimes there's little things that we want to change, we want to add a little bit, so then it kind of becomes, you know, a priority. But it's good that at this age you guys don't feel like, oh, so we're talking about makeup. Let me ask you a couple questions. Do you wear makeup? You don't? How old are you? Oh, good. Okay, so is there something that you like though, that you see? What? I like these makeup terms. Y'all gotta know some of the lingo too. Right. You guys are I just love this. I love that you are still very much in your age bracket. That's beautiful because at these times it's just not so common that you see 13-year-olds, 11-year-olds who feel like they still want to be 11 or 13. And the fact that you said when I get old enough to wear makeup lets me know that your mind is in a great place. So that just blessed me. But yeah, so when you get old enough, you want to learn how to contour. Okay, well that's fun. So I was saying that makeup is really not a necessity at this age. Your skin is still very innocent. It's still very pure. Most of you guys, majority of you guys, haven't even started experience like breakout yet, you know. So it's good to use it, and it like there's levels to it. So it's good to kind of just ease in your way into and transition into makeup. At 11, mascara, lip gloss, that's okay. About 13, you know, maybe want to start looking at just putting like some nude eyeshadow on. About 15, 16, 17, 18, then you can probably probably start considering foundation. But really, until you really hit puberty, like your skin is just so innocent, so pure, you don't even need to contaminate it with anything that the makeup products have. Are there any products that anybody likes since you wear makeup? Like, what's your favorite? Okay, go ahead real quick since you raised your hand. Just whatever, like whatever you've seen, whatever you've heard about.
I think that what I do,
What about you?
I like, I love Tarte.
Okay.
I love Tarte. And I feel like I like e.l.f. a lot, but I feel like there's a lot of hit or misses.
Okay, that's good.
And I love, like, anything that's
Okay, that's good. That's good. So it is. It's good to go back and forth between brands. Like I was saying, you know, at this age, you guys really don't need foundation. But when you do get old enough to start venturing into makeup and wearing makeup, it's very important to learn the products that are in makeup, because a lot of times you can use something that can irritate or cause breakouts in your skin. One really important thing, that any foundation that contains any type of oil or mineral oil is not really good to use. Matte products, everybody, like, you know, matte kind of hit the scene, or they've been around for a while, but they just kind of became popular a few years back and everybody's just raving about them. But there came a period of time where people was like wearing MAC foundation, like, I like it, but my face is breaking out. Like, my face doing this, my face doing that. Well, MAC is really theater makeup. So it's made to be extremely heavy. And one thing that's common in theater makeup is oil. And so that foundation is actually made with mineral oil. And so it's really good to get a foundation that is HD, which means that it doesn't have any oil. It's kind of water-based. So you want things that are really water-based, or light, have minimum to no oil in them, because when you add, or like she was saying earlier, our skin already produces its own oil. So you add oil on top of our already produced oil, and then your pores start getting clogged, and then you start experiencing breakouts and blackheads and pimples and stuff like that. So it's like, oh my God, my skin was so pretty before this, and now it's, which again is why it's important to wait. Because if your skin is good, you know, there's really no need to necessarily wear makeup. Makeup is not really to make anybody prettier. You know, we're all very gorgeous. You know, makeup is all about enhancement. So it's only to add to the already beautiful features that we already have. Okay, so we're not doing anything to our face or making ourselves look like anybody that we're not. We're already that person. You know, we're just enhancing. And, you know, we might want to look cute for a picture or a little party or something. So that's what we're doing. e.l.f., that's good, because e.l.f., e.l.f. is more, it's not really like a top makeup brand, but when you're kind of venturing out and you're just now starting, it's okay, because the products are very affordable. You know, it's not like you're spending $50 for a foundation. It's like, what, a few bucks?
Over $10.
Yeah, so it's but again, one of the things to keep in mind, just like with anything else, it's like you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
You know, so if you spend less money on it, then, you know, you risk it being hit or miss. Who said something about Fit Me? Was that you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fit Me is good. Fit Me is a great product. I recommend people who wear it. Like, if you want a good flawless look and you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, Fit Me is perfect. It's like $6 and it's at just about any
Like
Walmart, yeah, pharmacy. It's just about at any store you can find it, except for like the beauty stores. So yeah, and again, with makeup is only skin deep, you know, and it only looks as good as your skin will look. What was your name? Eternity, beautiful. So Eternity mentioned earlier that she likes foundation because it makes your skin look smooth and it makes your skin, you know, it covers this and does that, which is true. But if we're not taking care of our skin under our makeup, then the makeup just looks like makeup on top of crazy looking skin. You know, it doesn't hide texture. Texture meaning like bumps or, you know, some people, the older you get, some people get what they call like cradles in their skin, and so it's like deep holes. Or not even older, just like when you hit like maybe your 20s, something, your pores start opening up, you know. So makeup only, you know, it only covers things, but it doesn't really highlight textured skin and things like that. So it's still very important that you take care of your skin. If you do decide to wear makeup, it is important that you wash your face prior to putting it on, that you put makeup on a clean canvas. Because if you put makeup, which has all this different type of stuff, on top of dirty skin, then you create issues, you create problems, which again is why people say, oh, I started wearing this foundation, now all of a sudden my face is breaking out. You know, well, your chances are you're probably not doing it right. So you always want to clean your skin before, and you always want to clean your skin after makeup. Every time, before you go to bed, never go to sleep in makeup, even if it's just mascara. Never go to sleep in makeup. You know, it's not intended to be slept in. It's only to be intended to be worn through a certain period. If you look at most of the products, it'll say good for 4 hours, 5 hours, 12-hour wear. It's very good that you follow that, because it's their products, they created them, and so they know like it'll last this long and you'll be pretty safe if you wear it from this period to this period. So yeah, so you always want to make sure you read products, you don't get anything that has any oils. What do we know about eyeshadows? What? Okay. The little brush? Okay, all right. What do you know?
Like the different types of brushes for like the crease and the lid.
Right.
The eye and the corner.
Okay, okay.
That most eyeshadows have a flavor.
Oh, that's good. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I don't think that there's a such thing as like too dark or too light. It's just still in the manner that it's applied. Because when I was coming up, I used to feel like, of course, I was like drained. It was like drilled in my head. Like red lipstick was like a big no-no. Or like, you know, the darker the skin, like it doesn't look good, it doesn't look pretty. And that's not really the case. So you can wear pretty much any color that you choose to wear, really not even depending on your skin tone. It's just as long as it's done right. So you don't want to wear like some blue eyeshadow and you having all these blue clothes, and you know there's a balance that comes with makeup too, you know. So yes and no. Just as long as it's done correctly, then you can still wear it. You raised your hand, right? Well, do you know anything about eyeshadows? Like, do you ever see like mom getting ready, putting on makeup all the time? Do you take any interest in it? Okay, well, what do you take interest in? Well, that's good. So it's good that she won't let you have any, but now when it's time and she will let you have anything, you'll know the right things to get, okay? You know the right things to buy. Did you raise your hand? I thought I seen somebody up here raise their hand about eyeshadows. No? Did you raise your hand? Do you know anything about eyeshadows? No? Is there anything you like? Is there any questions so far? Okay.
So when we move on this side, she's using my hand.
Oh.
Depending on the price of the makeup, is it that the makeup that costs more is that work better, or when they say that the cheaper makeup doesn't work, or like you break out your 3% higher cost?
Now, you know what? That's a really good question. I'm really glad you asked that. Okay, so I wouldn't say that cheaper makeup don't work as good, because there are some cheap products that work great. The only thing is it may not last as long.
Yeah.
Okay, the wear may not be as long. Like something like a Fit Me, which is a Walmart foundation. I think it's Maybelline. It probably has maybe out like 5 to 6 hours wear, versus another makeup brand that costs more will probably be like a 12-hour wear. So, and I really wouldn't say that it's like not good or breaks your skin out, because there are some expensive brands out here, like MAC itself was like, what, $50 a foundation, and it's a hit or miss. Depending on the person, depending on their skin, it might work good for one person, but for the next person, it might just irritate them like crazy. So I think the good thing with higher brands and cheaper brands, it's just the quality. the quality and the wear of it. Is that all? Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, I have a friend that does facial. And so
Okay.
she's been trying to get me into this I don't have a regimen. So I
Okay.
think that it's great for them now, even though they're not wearing makeup, to
Absolutely.
get in a good habit of really cleansing their faces and moisturizing even without makeup.
Right.
So are there certain, like they ask, brands or what's that process look like? How do they develop great habits that can last in a lifetime?
So that's good. That's really, really good, because before any type of makeup, you always want to make sure you have a good skincare regimen. Okay, so moisturizers are great for any type of oily skin. I used to feel like I didn't want to put moisturizer on my skin. I'm like, I already got oily skin, and I put this little shiny stuff on, and I'm just be looking like a little grease ball. But but moisturizers are good. They are really, really good for your skin, even if you have oily skin. A good skincare regimen. First of all, you guys, like I said, your skin is really, really good. So you guys need mild stuff. Like, you don't need nothing, even if you're experiencing acne. If you're getting the age where you're starting to experience acne and bumps and breakouts, our skin, depending on how bad it is, if it's something like the cheeks or something simple, our skin will take care of that itself. Like, you don't really need to incorporate no type of strong chemicals or products to make that go away, because like she was saying earlier, a lot of times it'll just make the problem worse. Yeah.
I have really oily skin.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I didn't think to moisturize around it. What's a good moisturizer?
You know what? I think that Cetaphil cream, it's like in a little tub. It's probably like $11 or $12. You can get it at Walgreens. That is a great moisturizer.
What's that?
It's Cetaphil.
How you spell that?
CETA. I think it's PHIL.
I'm serious. I didn't know what
Yeah,
that
it's a really, really good moisturizer.
You've seen it before.
You've seen it. When you see it, you're like, oh, that's what she was talking
I
about.
know when you started spelling it sounded familiar.
Yeah, because I actually, someone had told me that, and I was like, when they showed me, I was like, this? Yeah, that's a great moisturizer, and it's very cost efficient. It's not gonna, because when you get into skincare, sometimes those products can get really, really expensive. Because skincare is something that we all need. Everybody needs a skincare regimen, even if you're young. It's good to just have like a daily light facial wash and top it off with a moisturizer. At this age, you guys aren't really experiencing, if you are experiencing any lighter spots, dark spots, you don't really need toners and stuff yet. Like, your skin really hasn't even just developed yet. So again, like Miss Stephanie was saying, a good cleanser, a daily cleanser, you can find one that's perfect. That's actually really,
they have a scrub. They get a scrub in their swag bags. But my daughter uses the cleanser. But that's what I was asking. Is this a good brand?
that for this age, that's actually a really, really good brand. Now, if you want to think of something that is not necessarily at maybe the stores, Clinique is a really good, very mild brand. I have super sensitive skin. Like, I feel like anything, if I just look at it, like, I'm gonna break out. So I use Clinique. I'm scared to use anything else, but Clinique is very, very mild. So it will help, prevent breakouts. It's very smooth. It's not as abrasive as a lot of things. When she was mentioning the scrubs are good, but definitely don't overdo them. Exfoliating is good once or twice a week at the most. Our skin is not going to produce that much in a week's time, so where we need to constantly be, just being really rough and abrasive, putting all these different type of harsh things on our faces. But it is very important to exfoliate. If at anything, at least once a week, I would recommend exfoliating. So this scrub that you guys have in your bag, test it out. Try using it once a week. It'll help remove a lot of the dead skins and a lot of the things that will help cause breakouts. It'll help take care and eliminate a lot of that.
I was told not to exfoliate like every other day.
I wouldn't say do that. I would say it needs to be something at 17. First, get to learn your skin and what your skin can handle. Because somebody who exfoliates every other day, their skin might can handle that. But at 17, you're probably still kind of going through the motions of like puberty and things like that, and you may just start experiencing breakouts. So I would start with once a week, and if that's okay, start trying twice a week. And if you don't notice any problems, if you feel like that's okay, just stick there. I think it's case by case. But for any person, I feel like once every other day, I just feel like that can be a bit much because exfoliates, they're rough. You know, they're made to be rough because they're pulling off skin, dead skin, dry skin cells that we don't see all the time. It's taking those things off. So it's meant to be pretty rough. Now there's some that are a little softer than others, but overall it's an abrasive product. You know, so once every other day, I wouldn't recommend that. But if that's something that your skin could take or that person's skin could take, well, I would probably let them do that. But I wouldn't recommend you do that once every other day.
Okay, I have just a question for the girls. Everyone has been able to take their picture? Everyone had their pictures taken? Okay, I will make sure nobody did. And then I also have a question. So
Okay.
I was a bath body works.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not about my face. Okay. So it is about my skin though.
Okay.
Okay, so there was another scrub. It was honey and sugar. But it was a little oily because I noticed my sister was like, "Oh, girl, that's oily," but I loved it. It worked really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Is that healthy? Like, you know, because you don't want to use all scrubs everywhere. There are certain things like, you know, facial soap versus body soap. Can we talk about that? Like, you can't use. I mean, like, you don't want to cross those.
Was it for the face or was it for the
No,
body?
it wasn't for the face. It was for the. I'm pretty sure it was for your hands. And
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, but don't put body soap.
Oh yeah, that's important. No,
Yeah, so
that's good because a lot of times, and I think a lot of things that we do is not because it's just things that we've learned, you know, like or we've just watched like our parents or you know. Back when a lot of our parents were growing up, they didn't have all this like advanced products they have now. Moisturizer was like Johnson & Johnson baby lotion back then. Like it was no such thing as like Cetaphil and Clinique and all these different brands that have all these different moisturizers, Nude or what's another? Dr. Murad. Like it just that stuff just wasn't existing then. And so what we use as moisturizer was like lotion, you know, something for the body. So like she was saying, face soaps are face soaps. They're for your face. Body soaps are body soaps. They're for your body. If you use body soap for your face, a lot of times you'll notice your skin drying out. You know, you're like, oh. And some people with oily skin, you said you had oily skin. Some people with oily skin, I remember at that age, girl, when something would dry my face, I was like, that's it. I found the trick. I found the trick to get this oil gone, but that's not good.
I was trying, but it always dry out my face. It was really bad. Girl. So I was just like, my face is so dry right now. But then I saw like it started to like break out, come off, and I was like,
yeah.
It helps. That works.
Okay, good.
I have a question.
Okay.
My skin is very oily.
Okay.
But then I'll dry very easily too. So I peel a lot. A lot.
Do you use moisturizers at all?
No.
Okay.
So
I would start there. Start by using a moisturizer because I used to think just because I had oily skin. Now my skin, a lot of our skins probably do it. I don't know if you guys have yet, but a lot of our skin changes with the season.
okay.
Like she was saying, like in the summertime, oh, I'm shine down. But in the wintertime, I'm so irritated because I'm so dry. And I'm like, I just cannot get my skin to like look good and just like, so a lot of times our skins change with the season. But with you being dry, I would definitely, or no, you said oily.
Yeah, I'm oily, but like it can be shining here, and then it'll be peeling off. Like,
Well, what you need to do as well is exfoliate.
But I'm like you too. Like it's so sensitive. I've tried that too. Then it just be raw.
Well, then that means you're probably rubbing too hard. You have one that's too abrasive. I would get Sephora carries a brand. I'm not sure if it's still there, but I used to use it. It was called Nude, and so it was meant to be very, very soft because I had super sensitive skin. Like when she said something about Neutrogena, I tried that the other day just because my stuff wasn't around and tore me up. Okay, but yeah, I would try Nude. So it's a brand called Nude, and it's a Sephora, and it's really, really soft, and it's made for sensitive skin, and so it's not as abrasive as some exfoliants can be. But when you peel, it's just dead skin, dry skin. So it's good to get that removed and then start putting your moisturizer on to keep your skin. Regimens are good. So you'll notice like stuff like peel and shining because you don't have like a skincare routine. You know, you don't have something that that you're constantly doing to keep. It's just like hair. You know, in order to keep your hair healthy and looking good, silky and free, you know, you got to get you a good regimen, good routine, get you a stylist or something that's gonna constantly be putting that stuff back into your head. So it's just the same with skin. Like a lot of this stuff is all about routines. Like if you get a good enough routine, you can train your skin to be decent. Maybe not, some will be good, some won't, because some people, it's hereditary for some people just to have like bad skin, you know. So that could be, yeah.
So like, I think there's this place too, so that for your face, I think it's not vegan.
Okay, yeah.
And like, it's like a white burn.
Yeah.
And like they say when it burns, it's working. But like when you take it off, is it supposed to leave like where my hand?
Girl, no, that is way too strong. Noxzema was the thing that we talked about in school, and everybody thought this was okay. This is my train of thinking when I was in school. Y'all let me know if this is kind of what you guys think. If it burned, if it hurt, if it dried me out, like that was the product to be using. If it burned, it is killing them bumps. Those bumps will not be back tomorrow because they are too scared of this pain. Not the case. If it burns, it is 8 times out of 10, it is too strong. It's too strong for your face. And at this age, again, Noxzema is not something that you really should be using. I would probably recommend, if the problem is that serious, I would say go to a dermatologist. Have them prescribe something to you that your skin can tolerate. If it burns and it's leaving red marks and stuff like that, because the skin on our faces is very sensitive. Like it's not thick like the skin on our arms and our legs. It can't handle a lot. So anything that's gonna leave marks, anything that's gonna be uncomfortable to your skin, like skincare routines and products are not made to hurt us. Like it's to help our skin. So if it's hurting or it's burning or it's itching, I wouldn't use it again. I wouldn't use it again, and I would run as quick as I can to tell the girls at school, this is not what y'all need to be using. That will, yeah. And Noxzema, yeah, so it's something that everybody have like raved about, but it's really not good. It's really, really not good. Noxzema. It's a product. It's supposed to be like for acne and stuff like that, breakouts. They sell it in like Walmart. It's like a thick, pasty product. Yeah, and like you leave it on for a certain period of time. It's supposed to like dry out the bumps. And again, don't be using toothpaste on y'all face. Y'all get a little pimple. It's not. Toothpaste is for your teeth. Okay. It's for your teeth. Yes, exactly. So all these little home remedies, like, yeah, like we've all been there, done that. It's definitely not like toothpaste. It's for your teeth. Like it's for our mouths. It's not gonna pull the pus to the top. It will, but you'll probably have a scar. You know, just let it run its course. A lot of this stuff can be handled on its own. Like our body is set up and designed. God created us in such a way that we really don't even need to use a lot. You know, it's only if there's absolutely nowhere to go that we can start considering products and stuff. But really, if you leave a little bump alone, you'll see that thing go right away. It'll rise up, and even if it has a little head on it, if you don't pop it, it will go right away. And the good thing about it is it will not leave a scar, which is like what we call blemishes. Which you guys have great skin. Everybody's skin is good around this table, girl. It is just flowing and glowing around here. Yeah, so it won't have it. When you bust bumps, as you were saying earlier, like you had a question?
No, you go ahead. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like she was saying earlier though, like don't bust pimples. Like do not. It can be so tempting. I'm the worst. I'll admit it. Like I love popping bumps when it's on me. Excuse me, it's might be TMI. When it's on me or somebody else. Like let me get that. So yeah, so it's definitely not good to bust those bumps. Like
You're not supposed to pop it.
Huh?
You're not supposed to pop it.
Oh, absolutely not. That can help spread that breakout.
Did you say that facing my mom?
Oh, which one's that, Mom?
Yeah.
Mom.
I share the same function.
Yeah.
I cannot handle it. Like really. Well, it's been a battle, and it seems to have that the medication and the other stuff that we were putting on our skin would get down into the pore because we had the stuff out, and it would clear it up, and then it would be back the next week.
Yeah, because that's what happens, right?
Never-ending battle.
As long as you're irritating them, then it's only gonna move. It'll move around. Like it's never, if you're busting those lumps, like putting our germy hands and our nails, they carry so much bacteria. Well, but the thing is, we still have bacteria under our nails and stuff that we can't get to, which is why, like in a health field, like they can't wear nails, like because no matter how good you scrub and clean, like there's stuff that's just in our hands and our nails because we have good bacteria, we have bad bacteria. So it's just stuff that we can't really get to. So at her age, Mom, I really would, you know.
No, I have not done that. I took her to the dermatologist.
We're gonna have a conversation in the car, girl. But yeah, so I really don't recommend busting bumps at all. I'm bad about it though. I'm really bad about it. It's bad to talk about something I ain't living myself, but it's not good. It's been proven to not be good. Even on myself, I'm like, okay, I'm not touching my face. And next thing I know, something is coming out. So yeah, it's just not good. Yeah, it's just not good to bust them up. So you had a question?
I had a question and a comment. Also that comment.
I was going to say, we're going to transition.
Okay.
We're running out of time.
Now, depending on the person, for me personally, I use more so natural skincare products. I have a friend who actually makes them, so I use stuff like that. A lot of times, if you read the labels, half the stuff you cannot pronounce. So most of those are chemicals, and what I do is I tell people sometimes to actually take time to look that up and see what the side effects of that it is. And if you can't pronounce it, question mark. The other thing I was going to ask you is, can you tell them the easy beauty secret of using clear lip gloss and eyeshadow?
Can I tell them the easy beauty secret?
Yeah, I'm mixing those. You the makeup person?
Yeah, but what secret?
Well, it's not a secret, but it's a trick that I learned like years ago that you can create your own.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's basically like creating your own lipstick. Yeah. So you can do that. Yeah. If you mix, a lot of times you don't really have to buy like lipstick or something like you said. You can do lip gloss and pop you a nice little some eyeshadow of some type of shimmer shine in that, and that will create a nice little lip for you. If that is, if you don't want to really spend any type of money, or you just want something real cute and your gloss is just not popping today, then yeah, you can definitely do that. But so since we're running out of time, ladies, do all of you have social media? Okay, grab your pens real quick. Let me give you my social media information, and you can follow me on any social media. And if you have any more questions, you can ask me. So for Facebook, it will be Renee, which is spelled RENEEMUA, and that's space MUA, and that's Facebook. And so then for Instagram, you can follow me at _, or at _ RENEEMUA _ RENEEMUA _ That's Instagram. Facebook is just Renee MUA. So go follow me on those if you guys have questions or want to know anything about products and anything that I have up and coming. You guys can hit me up and let me know. Okay, it's been a pleasure to meet you all.
Okay. We've been waiting for this. All right. Let you just have please.
Okay.
This is Mr. Krystal Lawrence.
Hello.
The 7.
So it's no need for me to talk about hair and makeup. I'm not a makeup artist, but I know a little bit about makeup from dibbling and dabbling and best friends doing it. I'm also a hairstylist, as I like to say, a PhD professional hair designer. So you just switch up the names a little bit. So how many of you guys like to work out? I know that's like a word that's taboo. Okay, so what do you do? So start around right here, go around the table. What do you like to do to work out? Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Okay. friend?
I like to have my friends and go to
You just chill? Cheer?
Okay.
So what things do you do to help prepare for cheer? I know cheer is a sport, so I know you exercise. So what do you do to exercise to get ready for that? Okay. So who likes to dance? So y'all on rolling when the song come on? Right, y'all be going like this and. So what we're gonna do is, cause they sitting down too long, we're gonna stand up.
You can play
We're gonna come on and we're gonna do a little dance. Come on.
Okay, come on.
I'm gonna modify it because I normally dance with adults. So we have So come on, get up. I ain't playing.
There's space up here.
We don't have the.
I didn't know you
You guys are at the end. You guys are at the end, so you ain't gonna be around the table. And be mindful of those who have on skirts.
Oh, you can do it.
You know, because back in the day, if a girl had on skirts, the moms had to wear shorts underneath.
That's right.
I always wear shorts.
Spread out, I ain't gonna bite. I'm not 10 dogs. Come on, Brianna, you got to dance. Come on. So this is a song actually with
None of y'all
my
friends follow me on Snap.
and what my friends in Oklahoma City likes to do, and we probably won't do all of this 4 minutes. I want to wear y'all out.
Oh my
But it's called Jump. So it's a reggae song, kind of fast beat. There's a lot of body movement and kind of going down like this. So y'all know how to dance, right? It's real simple. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready?
What's the name of this? Jump?
Jump
Okay.
by RDX.
Was it Christopher Lawrence?
Ready? So first I'm gonna face y'all. So the person goes like this, you point, and go all the way like this. Ready? Turn this way. Face this way. To the front. This way. Right leg, butterfly. Right, left. Right, left, other way. Right, left, right. Here. Gotta get into it. Go get lower. You come to the front. Come on. Stop. Wind down. Come back up. Here again. Make sure you're breathing. Got to. Go lower. Now you're gonna jump. Hold. Back, front. From the top. Face this way. They should be burning. Mine, though. Other way. Front. Here. Legs coming in. Butterfly. We called two roll back in the day. Other way. Right. Left. Right. Here. Other arm. Leg come out. Here. Other leg. I never have you doing worse than this at home. Front. Got legs burning? It ain't burning. You ain't working.
No, it's not burning. You're not working.
Down. And up. You do like to dance. Come on. Don't say a water break. Don't say a water break. You can't touch the floor. Touch the floor. Rolling. Jump. This way. Like the dance. Other way. I know, right? I know. This is simple compared to what I normally teach. Right. Left. Okay, go get some water.
Good job.
Get some water right quick.
Right.
Yeah, right quick. No. Get some water right quick. I can use some water. We'll see y'all up, y'all moving. Y'all like kind of like. So as you're getting your water, beauty, along with your hair and your makeup, what you put into your body is important. So what are some of the things that you guys are eating on a regular basis? And be honest. Okay. What else? Fruit snacks, junk food. Thank you. Hot Cheetos. Okay. Junk food and what? Southern cuisine. Who else? Sweet potato pie. So does anybody eat anything healthy, like healthier options? Okay. Good. Now, are you eating regular head lettuce, or are you eating like romaine and spinach?